Just a little seed to clear it out. Haputi, welcome. Weld and Boomer, welcome. Just clearing out the energy a bit because I want to do Taurus next, but we want to make sure Aries is cleared out. Oh, I don't know it. OG Ghost, maybe? Welcome. If I butchered your name, sorry. Welcome, Nasir. That's better. I love that smell. Okay, give me 1 sec. I just have to pour my coffee, but then we're going to start Taurus. Someone else. Sorry guys, I almost forgot my drink and then I would have been really sad. So, apologize. Welcome, Nasir. Okay, we are doing Taurus. Oh, Penda, welcome. Okay, Spirit. And I have one self-care for my Tauruses for the month of December. Deadly Kitten, welcome back. And Meal, welcome. Just one, something to focus on so we start January going strong. If you are a dreamer, come in. If you are a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer. If you're a pretender, come sit by my fire, for we have some flax golden tales to spin. Come in, come in. And that's Shal Silverstein. Welcome, Lee. Welcome. And Marg, and Nail, and Peter, welcome. What stories have you created about yourself? The power to proclaim them or change them is in your hands. This creative power is always within you. How are you, Lee? So when you understand that we are constantly telling stories about ourselves, they can be good or they can be bad. Do we want to speak greatness into this world, or do we want to constantly be speaking negativity or limits on us? Welcome, Wheels and Ali, and welcome, Gypsy. All right, can I have, this is the gratitude. These ones are my favorite because they're so simple. A little reflection, a little inspiration, really, truly something that allows a great space to move forward. Pretty girl Amanda, welcome. I love that name. That was really quick. Every morning, look in the mirror. Okay, it was a good one, too. Every morning, look in the mirror and affirm positive words into your life. Amen. As you move through your day, take a moment to look in your mirror. While looking into your own eyes, recite these words aloud or silently, preferably aloud, because when you see yourself and your soul hears yourself speaking your greatness, you double time it, and it's definitely more beneficial. I love myself unconditionally. I am always enough. Tauruses, you're standing strong, you're doing all the things you need to do. You're starting to tell good stories about yourself. You're starting to be proud and happy, and those are wonderful things. And now we're speaking it, and we're going to talk it to ourselves. Affirmations are probably one of my most favorite things, and I can very clearly, very calmly say they have saved my life. There were times I couldn't even look in the mirror and speak all that greatness into this world. There were times where I had to lie to myself until I believed it, right? And the first little while, if you're not used to it, it's going to feel uncomfortable. Doesn't matter. You're going to keep doing it, because when you commit to yourself and you show up for yourself, you know what else happens? You start being more accountable to yourself. Scammers, be careful. Welcome. And Nico Perry, welcome. So when you start when you start speaking your greatness into the mirror and hearing yourself, you know what else happens? You start showing up, being accountable. You start saying, I'm going to be a better person today. How could I do something that would make me just a little bit better, a little bit happier, a little bit kinder to myself? And you inherently start doing that. So when you start speaking your greatness into the world, not only are you telling the universe that you're committing to your greatness to yourself, you're asking the universe to start sending you more opportunities to be great. And they may be small, they may be big, but when you start doing it and you start showing up for yourself like that, you start to learn truly how empowered you are and how empowered you can be when you start flowing with the universe and trusting yourself, committing to yourself and loving yourself, affirming your greatness. Show up. Just one creativity oracle, please, for my Tauruses for the month of December. That's the one. Secrets and let go. You got 2. So 23 and 53 angel numbers might have a story, and it feels like I have to read them. So let go. What, if anything, can be done to let go of what is standing in your way? And then secrets. Conceal plans and actions from those not ready to accept you as you are. And I feel like that's the one we have to read first. So that's what we're going to do. 23. By the way, look at the artwork. The art on these are pretty badass. Alright, the Secrets card is an indication that you may have to do a bit of investigating aspects of the subject in question, because there are secrets awaiting discovery. It can also be a reminder that one of the most important rules of making magic is to keep your intentions, methods, and actions secret and guarded. It is especially important not to share this privileged information with others when you're at early, delicate stages of making art or making any changes in your life. Creativity takes courage. Even those who love you and have your best interests at heart may say or do the wrong thing. Your most powerful adversary in pursuing a creative life is you. You do not need to add others to the mix while you are coming to grips with your own self-defeating behavior. When we start telling everything early in our journey, early in the things we're doing, people can say things that create a fear in us, that actually that make us slow down or say, maybe I shouldn't do that now. And it creates, and that's the programming, and it's not the limiting. That's what I was talking about with Aries, kind of learning to let go of that. And it's the same thing. Sometimes keeping that secret as you learn and start doing it. It's not about holding a secret. It's about not bringing people into it yet, because until we're strong enough in ourselves to understand our strengths, our weaknesses, how people's thoughts can hinder us, even if they don't mean to. And sometimes they don't truly mean to, but something they say could make us feel like, oh, I'm not going to do that yet. Learning what to hold on to and what not. Is that space. In the beginning, just start doing what brings you joy. Don't turn it into anything but that. And you don't have to tell anybody what brings you joy. If you're not doing something that hurts somebody else and it's bringing you joy, then just do it. And as you start doing it and start learning all of the things and understanding how you love yourself, start showing up in that moment, then it becomes a lot easier to make sure you're not holding on to other people's stuff. And then we have, like, to their projections, right? The Let Go card is an indication that we should no longer concern ourselves with the matter in question, because holding on to it or fighting to keep it from happening will not be as productive as letting it go. Selecting this card can also be an invitation to look at your creative process to see if you are holding on to friends, ideas, beliefs, techniques, or equipment that have ceased to be useful at this point in time. Letting others become responsible for themselves or saying goodbye is never easy, but it is sometimes necessary and inevitable. It is understandable but unrealistic to want things to continue in a certain way without end. We use so much energy trying to hold on, but at a certain point, letting go of the past allows us to grip the future. We're not holding on to any of those things, right? We're starting to do what brings us joy. We're starting to see what it is, the creativity, the things, and we're holding it close to our chest, and that's okay. That's a good thing. Hold it close to your chest, because right now you're in the process of learning who you need to let go of, right? Who, what, when, where, why. It doesn't always have to be people. Sometimes it can be a thought process. Sometimes it can be a negative action, a way we start out our actions with a negative thought, how we manifest those things into the world. So it's not always people, but it could be places, things, thought processes. Keep your creative ideas close to your chest until you learn how to get out and explore it and be confident in doing it, right? It's not saying don't ever get out there and do it, but just start to feel, I don't want to say like master it. I want it to be like where you're proficient, where you're doing what you feel good doing, and you're confident enough that when you start doing it, you know the next step. You know how to do the next step. So the best way I can explain it is, so my teaching content that I do on here, the first one was the Fire and Flow, and then the second one this month is the Grace and the Grind. Week 3 is actually on Saturday. And then coming into January is accountability. So, of course, we've been learning these things all our lives, right? But how well did we learn the lesson? What did we understand? What to take with us? What to hold close to our chest? What to share? How to share it? Those kind of things. So, as I do my classes, as I do all of the teaching, and I create my lives and my posts around it, I've walked through this. I've walked through it multiple times, and I've actually put it to use. I've used it. I do it on a regular basis, and I'm quite proficient at it. So now when I share it, when people have questions, I can answer. I don't have to feel uncomfortable trying to answer it because I've walked through that fire many, many times. So, to say the least, learning how to, like, you're holding it to your chest, not because you're afraid, it's because when I told people that I was doing this and I wanted to do this, not only did people try to hinder me, but they laughed at me and shunned me and did all kinds of things to make me feel like I couldn't do it. Do I hold that? No, I don't. But it can very easily deter somebody who doesn't quite have such a thick skin. So learning to do that and learning to understand people, places, and things that aren't supporting your growth or supporting the things that bring you joy are probably not the best places for you. And I think that you're starting to recognize that, and that's a really great thing. Welcome, Bubbles. It's not a bad thing. And you got to remember, sometimes when you have to let go of people, places, and things, it doesn't mean you're letting go of them forever. All it means is right now we don't align. It's not a good fit. And when I try to tell you the things that bring me joy, you don't make me feel good. And it's okay to say that and say, right now we don't align, and there's no resentment, there's no hate, there's no anger. It just is. And until you're at a space where you're empowered enough and you're confident enough and you understand what it is, what you're doing, and your connection with Source. Because my connection with Source, I can only share the story how they're allowing me to share it with you. But when you understand your own connection, because literally every human being on the planet has the ability to connect with Source, with their highest self, with their angels, with their spirit team. Everybody has that ability. We all have that magic in us. And I say magic not in any esoteric form, and just learning when we get to know our own self, our own voice, how we feel, how we understand, by peeling back the layers of trauma and the programming and learning what to let go of and release, then we start hearing our ancestors cheering us on, saying, yes, you're stepping out, you're doing something different, I'm so proud of you, so let's do what we can to weave this web, right? The angels supporting you, hugging you when you need it, because you had to let people go, because at the time they're not helping you, and it's okay to do that, because until you're empowered in your own self and can step out in your own authority, you know, we have laws and all those things in this world. But when you step out in your own authority, you're not breaking laws. You're not doing those things because automatically, inherently, you don't even have to worry about that because it's not something you would even come into, right? You know that you point to your true north, and you know that everything, every decision you make is always going to be guided by the heavens, and is always going to be guided by, is it full of integrity? Is it showing love and compassion? Is it allowing me to be my highest best self? And is it hindering somebody else? Am I stepping on somebody, trashing them, hurting them to do it? No? Good. Move forward, right? If you're letting somebody go, that's not trashing them or stepping on them. That's saying we don't align in this moment. And I want to cheer you on, and I still always will from the background. But I can't continue to align with people that aren't trying to move towards our growth, right? Sayabanga, welcome, and Laura, welcome. So it's just learning to understand that. Keeping your cards close to your chest in the very beginning of learning how to do your creative project, how to start your thing, like starting my business. When I did that, I was creating the website, and I was going through the business program, and I was learning all of the things, and then creating my my business plan and all of the things. I was doing all of the things, and I couldn't really talk about it too much because it was I was trying to get everything done, and I'm trying to figure it out and learn how to do it. You know how hard it is to build a website when you've never done that, but I did, and I learned how to do it, and I got it all figured out, and I started setting up schedules and figuring out how to do my content. I've had to learn a lot of things, and at the very beginning, when I started to do it, many people told me, you'll never be able to do that, you can't do that, that's too much, why are you bothering to do that? Because it's what I love, and at the end of the day, it's going to come. Can I claim life? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but come live? Is that what you're saying? Okay, that's too many. Too many. We're not taking a whole handful. I know you like telling stories sometimes, but just give me one or two. Right now, at some point in the next week, then I will do some co-hosting things, and I'll figure out how to do that. But right now, I'm doing the Taurus December action steps live, so I'm trying to stay focused on that. And if I get sidetracked, and this is actually what it's talking about right now for Taurus, is not to get distracted and not to allow other people's things to distract you, and stay focused on your goals. So that was actually perfect alignment and perfect explanation. So welcome, Phoenix. So not right now, but maybe on another day. I appreciate that. Okay, can I have one Moonology for my Tauruses for the month of December? So I'm going to stay focused on, and no problem. We're learning right now, especially the Tauruses, I can see, is about not letting the distractions set you aside. Learning the stories we tell ourselves can be our own limits, or they can be our own greatest achievements. Learning not to take other people's projections. It's really, really important, right? All right, you don't want to give me one? Just because I didn't take the whole handful. You were telling a story. Okay, so just give me one. Oh, again. Okay, apparently we're getting story time. Spirit was not messing around. So, Taurus, they dropped a pile last time, but they weren't giving me nothing, and probably dropped the same damn pile. So, New Moon in Scorpio, work through your fears, right? Don't let it hold you back. Don't let it, it's okay to keep your cards close to your chest while you're figuring out and understanding. And when you do, you will start gaining momentum. And once you start gaining momentum, you'll figure out exactly what you need to release, whether it's your behaviors, your thought processes, the people that hinder you, make you feel bad about yourself, make you feel like you can't do something. And when you hold your cards close to your chest as you're learning, you will gain confidence. I understand the story time, Spirit. I get it. Okay. You will gain your confidence. And when you do that, you're going to sit with it. And you sit with it and you understand. And that's how your confidence is going to come about. You're going to understand what you're releasing. You're going to understand how to build your confidence. And then when you begin to share it with the world, you're happy and you're strong, and people can't sway you because you're following your guided steps. You're listening to spirit. You're understanding what you need to release. And in turn, your confidence is going to show. Okay, I understand the story time. I just said one card. Sometimes it's like bickering with a best friend sometimes, because when you have a story to tell and you know they're trying to tell the story, but you're like, just give me one card, and they're like, but no, it doesn't work like that. Sometimes there's a story to tell, and it's easier to be told in its wholeness. So I always say one or two cards, but sometimes when Spirit says it is what it is, and that was the reason. It's okay to hold your cards close to your chest. Not forever, just in the beginning, just while you're learning and understanding your creative projects. It's also because when you start creating the stories about yourself, don't worry about what other people think about you. Don't worry about those stories, because it's not your business. Understand that you create your own story. So if you're going to speak your own story into this world, you might as well speak your greatness. Everyone's got enough chaos and all the shit going on in the world. But you can speak your greatness. And then I promise you, every single time, you're going to show up in that mirror and you're going to say it. I love myself unconditionally. I am always enough. Not just one time, not just sometimes, always. You were born enough. You're inherently worthy. When you start saying that and you start seeing it to yourself, you start building that confidence. And then you don't have to hold it so close to your chest anymore. I had to hold things close to my chest while I was building, while I was learning. And then there gets to a point where you got to do it even messy, right? Even if you're not great at it, even if you're struggling, even if you're unsure, there will come that point. And the universe will go flick, and they're going to push you off, and they're going to say, get it done, show up, get it done, even if you're shaking, even if you're scared. Because what happens is when you do it and you get it accomplished, not only do you feel better because you actually did it and you showed up for yourself, but you also become more empowered, you become more confident, and you don't shake as much the next time. You get less nervous because it just becomes a lot easier to do. And I think that's where you're at, and I think you're going to start out January strong. I think what December is really learning what you need to release, learning how to understand your projects and your creative projects, and how you get your connection with spirit and how you ground that into your earth, right? And when you do that, that's when you start building that confidence, and then you start stepping out in January, and then you start doing it even scared, but you're not able to be swayed, right? You understand your strengths and you start showing up. What do we got here? Earth pulsing. I like this one. If I can find the number, there it is. Angel number 58 might also be a good number. All right. A mysterious pulse is woven through all of life. The planet itself has a rhythm. You can see it in the seasons and the tides. In our world of artificial lighting, long working hours, and modern conveniences, it's easy for us to feel stuck and off kilter. It's time to reconnect with nature and surrender to the pulse of the earth. Earth's pulsing is my favorite tool for surrendering to the rhythmic pulse of the Mother and the entire universe. Download an Earth pulsing meditation at www.starseedoracle.me. And actually, they're really nice. I have them, and I do like to listen to them. They're really good. I like to listen to them when I'm sleeping, too. Marky, welcome. Today, many of us are disconnected from the land beneath us. Somewhere along the way, a severing happened, a moment when it became too painful to stay connected. We feel unsupported, as if we don't belong. We look to other people and the external world to fill the void of the connection, holding, and belonging once given to us by the earth. Taking, clutching, conquering, longing for others to receive us fully as Mother once did. Forgetting that she's still here, waiting for us to remember and activate the part of us that longs to receive her embrace. When you consciously connect with the earth, a veil is lifted and she opens up and receives you more fully. You're able to drink from her sweet waters and release what no longer serves you. Stagnant energy falls away, and you become connected to all the things on the planet. I surrender to the pulse of the mother. May my heart beat in unison with her. Lay on the ground. I know when it's winter, maybe not. But lay on the ground for just a moment. Directly on the grass. Put your feet in the grass. Go lean against a tree. Hug a tree. I'm telling you, that the one thing, like literally just putting your feet in the ground, you can have a headache, you can feel nauseous, you can not feel good, you can be depressed, you can be anxious. I promise you, when you put your feet in the ground, not on the cement, like in the grass, in the dirt, in the water, it releases that. It takes all that from you, and you step out, even if you just do it for 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. You walk away feeling refreshed. That's Mother Earth saying, I am that always strength. I am always here for you. You have what it takes. You're learning how to find that sweet spot, that good spot. You're also learning your powers. You're learning what you have and how to use them moving forward. And that takes a lot of energy. And it takes a little, hi, just a small town girl. How are you? I hope you have a fantastic Christmas. I'm trying to get these done so I can get set up for January. I finished all my December posting and got that scheduled. My business stuff, I'm super stoked. Getting these done and getting ready for Accountability January. All that content I've been creating. I've been working my butt off. I'm looking forward to a couple days off. It's pretty exciting. I hope you have a great Christmas. I have a lot of friends coming. I'm super stoked. I don't even know if my house can hold them all, but we're going to figure it out. All right. Can I have one for my Tauruses, please? Work your light. Just one. Yeah, you guys are learning. You're what I see is you're keeping your stuff close to your chest, and that's okay, because right now you're learning your own strength, and you're learning to understand it. And it's easy to be swayed by other people, and yeah, we'll figure it out. We always do. It's easy to get swayed. It's easy to have somebody's negative opinion, which could be their own filter, their own thing, their own lesson they haven't learned yet. But because they project that onto you, it could truly hinder something that was so great for you. And we don't want that, right? You're doing the right thing. Keep it close to your chest. Build your confidence. Understand and trust your knowing. And you'll start seeing. You'll start trusting yourself. You'll start loving yourself and showing up unconditionally. And that's when it gets good. And we got Warrior Woman. I love this one. Wardia Danielle, welcome. I gotta find the number, though. I might have to get glasses. 56. Also, angel number 56. That other one was 56, too. Yeah, it was. Okay, angel number 56. You need to go look that up. My Tauruses. Because that's going to be on this message. That was a double time. That was important. You are here for a reason. You're being called to bravely pave a path. Yes. Okay. Confirmation. You're holding it close to your chest, but there's a reason. There's a reason. You're going to step out strong, and you're going to come out strong. They're not even going to know what to do with you, and that's such a good thing. Okay, sorry. You're being called to bravely pave a path. Have you answered your highest and deepest calling? Living a heart and soul-led life is not all fluffy and smooth sailing. Yeah, no shit. I learned that along the way. Living a heart and soul-led life requires courage to triumph over fear. So often our fears are the gatekeepers to our greatest gifts. And the more resistance we have toward answering a call, the more important it is to our soul's growth. Sometimes fear is an indication that we are facing the right way. Joan of Arc was known for her courage and her famous line, "I'm not afraid. I was born to do this," as it says 101 on the clock. Thank you, Spirit. New beginnings. You're getting ready. You're holding those cards to your chest for a reason. You're building your strength. You're building your courage. And you're becoming unshakable. And that's what you need to do. You cannot be swayed. It's not about not learning or being overly confident so that you think yours is the only way. It's about trusting in yourself and understanding that you're paving your own path. And understanding that, building that confidence You're allowing yourself the space to trust in yourself, trust in your connection with your spirit team. You're stepping out. You're becoming this warrior woman. It's not always about fighting. It's just understanding that you cannot be swayed. You cannot be deterred. You cannot be hindered. You cannot be told, oh, that's not a good idea. You know what you know what you know. And if your heart and your soul are telling you and your spirit team is guiding you there, it is the right way. And you'll get there. I love this so much. Okay, I was born to do this. But the thing about courage is that it's not possible without fear. So if you're feeling afraid, what is needed is courage. And courage comes from living from the heart. Think of your fears as opportunities to expand rather than things that are holding you hostage. If you look at your fears in this light, then as comfortable as it might feel, it's actually a sign that you are on the right track. Have you answered your deepest calling? Welcome, Golden Touch. And I'm going to pull this one again because in those moments that the fear kicks up, if you don't take one of these affirmations, this is the one I want you to take and I want you to use on repeat. Every single chance you can get. Say it out loud. Say it silently. Repeat it. Look in the mirror and say it. So your soul hears your voice and sees your face saying it. I love myself unconditionally. I am always enough. That's where you become unshakable. That's when you understand you're a warrior woman. You're going to show up and you're going to pave that path. You're not even going to know how you're going to do it sometimes, but you're trusting your guides, you're trusting in yourself, and you're trusting in your connection with Source. And I promise you, when you step out, you're going to step out so bold and so strong, you're not even going to know No, people aren't even going to know. They're going to be like, how can we argue? She's saying the things that we already know to be true. Yeah, maybe they learned them a little bit earlier. That doesn't mean it's not true. In fact, it just confirms. Because if they know, you know. You had to learn your way, though. Everything, it doesn't just take one way. There's 2, 3, 5, 10 ways. And just when you think your way is the only way, I promise you, the universe is going to show up and let you see, oh no, there's another way. And that's good. Because that's when you start to learn that all things can be true at the same time. And it just depends on what you feed. Are you going to feed the negativity, the fear, the worry, the stress, the chaos? Or are you going to fear your empowerment, your creativity, your guidance, your absolute knowing, and your connection with Source? That's how I choose to live this world. I want to speak greatness into every person I come into contact with. And I appreciate it every single time that's given to me. And that's what it's supposed to be. We celebrate our wins, we pick ourselves up in those losses, and we understand that even in those losses, it's just teaching us how to get to our win. Then we have Earth Star Chakra. This is about balancing, and I'm pretty sure this is about grounding it and understanding that balance. What number? Oh, that's 1. It was the first card in the deck. Oh. And I can't find the page. That should tell you something. All right. Look at the artwork on these. Like this lady, I'm such a fan. You are standing at a gateway into the unknown with trust in your heart, ancient remembering in your soul, and inner illumination to light the way. You have access to the seed of creation, the spark of existence, and the codes that hold the blueprints of who and what we are. This place is clear and grounded despite moving through multi-dimensional realms and able to bridge worlds while functioning in physical reality. The higher you reach for the divine and the realms of spirit, the more important it is to anchor deeply into the earth. We have to find that balance, right? Offsides Mom, welcome. Dale Hughes and Goody, welcome. So this is about learning how to restore, how to remember that no matter how high we get in our dreams and our wants and our desires and our connection with Source, the idea is to bring it in and to be grounded so we don't let it carry us away, and we find ways, action steps, right? It's learning that balance. And when we find that balance, those steps we make and those steps forward, they're like leaps. They might seem like baby steps to us, just tiny little baby steps, but they are actually leaps and bounds, and you don't realize it till you're already on the other side. And that's where that confidence, and that's where that commitment to yourself, and that's where that showing up for yourself is going to pay off in ways you can't even begin to imagine. You're just filling your fuel tank. That's all you're doing. When you bring it down to earth and you make sure you're grounded and you get grounded and you sit with Mother Earth and you sit in nature and you let nature's miracles show you all of the beauty that's already there, no matter what, it fills your gas tank. And then when it's time to go, those baby steps you think you're taking are actually absolute bounds. It's like jumping off a mountain, like you're flying. Explore clearing meditations, self-energy work, and put intention into the meaningful parts of your life. Find ways to balance your life. Be aware of the times of day that are more conducive to different states of consciousness, such as flow, meditation, and productivity. I cannot read today. Okay, so it's the integration of spirit and the eternal self. How you balance spiritual and physical reality. Okay, and that's the whole point, right? We can always be in our mind and we can have all these dreams and we can have all these desires and all these things that we want to do. But if we can't bring them and ground them into earth, and that doesn't mean that we have to do 1,000 steps to get there. What it means is we have to start to, okay, I don't have all the steps. I don't know all the steps. But I know this step, and I know I can take this step. And if I start listening and checking in with myself and celebrating myself and reminding myself every single day, even if I falter, even if I'm worried, I love myself unconditionally, whether I fall, whether I fail, whether I trip, whether I crawl. I'm always enough. You start showing up and you start understanding and trusting your voice. Then you know when your angels start speaking to you because you know it's a different voice. It's going to be a loving voice and it's probably going to be kinder than the one you even have. Then you start hearing. You understand whose God's voice is. You understand if it's not your voice and it's somebody projecting something on. You can tell because that voice doesn't align with what you're trying to do, what you believe, and what you've started showing and showing up for yourself. You can discern what matters, what doesn't matter, and still move forward. At me? I don't know what that means, but thank you. But when you start doing these things, you empower yourself and you teach others how to show up and be more empowered for their own selves. You teach by example, okay? And you may not know it, you may not understand it, but I promise you, you're leading by example. And when you show up and you love yourself unconditionally, you just teach others how to do it just a little bit better for themselves. Welcome, Diana and SM Cloud. I don't know if I said that before, sorry. When I'm reading, sometimes I miss y'all when you come in. And if I do, I don't mean to, respectfully. That's a whole bunch. We're not taking the whole pile. Spirit, I know we like... Oh, fine then. That was just a little mini. Oh, we got the positive thinking again. That's a whole bunch. Okay, I'm going to take these and the top ones that flipped, because I think that's what happens. Sometimes Spirit gives me a pile, but it's because these are affirmations and they are my favorite, so I'm not even going to complain. And they always tell a story. So let's see what this story is going to start with. Freedom. I release my wounds, I realize, my God, I cannot read today. Spirit, you laughing at me? I realize my wounds create doubt, resentment, and guilt, so I work to free myself of darkness. I cast off negative thoughts, I find peace in my heart, and discover the being of light within me. That's when you start learning how to walk in your own autonomy, how to be your own author. You start writing your own story. And you trust in God. Listen to life. I am attentive to the world around me. Getting in Mother Nature. Remember all the things we were talking about. Serena, welcome. Signs and symbols guide me to success. I'm never going to not talk about that because when I tell you it's the truth. It just is. And when you start learning and listening, that's when your greatness starts to appear right in front of your face. And you're like, how did that happen? It's because you're following those signs and symbols. I listen and discover the way to the eternal. Okay, Spirit. Joy. Like a child, can't read today. Holy. Like a child, I discover joy in the simplicity of life. Happiness lies in magical moments, not in the material. Even the smallest joy is a great source of light. those moments, that being present, when I send everybody to my website and to those things, the reason I do that is because, yes, of course, I have things that I sell, and always we want to make money to live and do what we're doing. 111 on the clock. Thank you, Spirit. But when I send you there, I'm sending you there also because I have my healing content that I put time in. It leads you to these lives for your specific sign, and there's also the content that I've been creating, and that's free, right? Little small tools for your tool belt, the breathing techniques, ones that you don't have to pay $1,000 to go get in a class to do it. These are ones that are simple, easy, and that you can take with you on any given day. So when I promote my website and things like that, of course we still want to make money to live, but it's not about that. It's understanding that it's all around you and it's free. And if we literally take the guidance and understand and trust what Spirit's trying to show us, and follow those signs, and follow the smallest of joys, we're literally leading ourselves to our own success, right? And then positive thinking. My life is full of small patches of light. I direct my thoughts to that which brings me well-being. I place what is weighty for me into the hands of the universe. Little by little, the light awakens in my being, and I find serenity. There's a few of these, but it's telling the story, and I understand why. I have the power to direct my life. With a constructive attitude, I create what is best for my soul. I firmly believe I can transform and improve my inner and outer worlds by turning every thought into affirmative action. I act in the image of God and bring light into my life. Truly, that's all we have to do. Will I get a positive pregnancy test? Hi, Hales. How are you doing? Didn't you ask me that last time? Are you still... I'm pretty sure you asked me that last time. Hi, Greg. And then we have Vitality. I will have a check. Welcome back, Laura. And Vitality. I am a being of light. I accept the divine energy in my body, and every one of my cells regenerates. Start affirming this too, Hales. This is a good one. I am a being of light. I accept the divine energy in my body, and every one of my cells regenerate. Start building your strength. And then we have divine light. I am an expression of love, and I shine like the sun. My inner light is my strength and my treasure. My intuition guides me to discover the wonder and goodness of who I am. Welcome, Marky. Where is my tarot deck? I can ask, but again, it's going to be the same thing. Don't be chasing it. Are you still here, Hales? Because I remember, I'm pretty sure you asked me last time, and I just want you to understand, when we start chasing it, we actually push it away. You could pray for it, and then you have to release it and let it go. I will ask, and I'm going to ask because I recognize you, and I remember, and you're still asking, and I get it, because it's something you so desperately want. But you got to claim your desire to the universe, and then you have to release it and trust it. I'll ask, but it depends on your actions, how you're treating your body, how you're taking care of yourself. And by the way, worry, stress, chaos, anxiety absolutely is going to change how your body reacts, right? Because when you're dealing with all those things, you're poisoning your body. So you're going to speak it into the universe, and then say, I trust you, God. I trust you, universe. When I'm ready, it will come. Because you got to remember, even if it says yes, it's not, time is not linear. It's not linear, right? And there's so many different dimensions. Look, even it says Queen of Swords on the deck, at the bottom of the deck. I'm speaking the truth, okay? There's already realities right now where you're already pregnant. There's already another dimension in this world, okay, that a time and time space that you are. What you have to do is align with that, right? We just have to... It says yes, Queen of Wands. And Queen of Wands is very confident. So, again, it's coming. Don't put the time on it. Don't micromanage the universe. Good. Don't hold on to it. Don't hold on to it. Just protect your body. And so if there's anything that you want to do in this moment, what are you going to do? You're going to release stress. That means those family dinners that cause you chaos and make your brain hurt, okay? You're not going. Right. You're not. Don't go. Well, I'm not saying don't go. I'm saying do what is going to bring you the most peace, right? Don't let it consume you. Don't worry about it. Stay hopeful. It's coming. It literally said it's coming. It said yes twice. It said that I know. It was actually responding to me saying, I know I'm speaking the truth. And then this was your actual answer. But get rid of the time. Get rid of the space. Don't commit to that time, right? Because then all you do is set yourself up for failure. And when you micromanage the universe will do it when you're ready. And you may think you're ready, but there may be something you have to overcome. There may be some struggle that's coming that you don't even know is coming yet. And the universe is like, just wait till this gets through. If you're late, that's good. Now all you do is protect yourself, and you show up with love. That self-care part right now, this is where you do all of the things, right? Start listening to softer music. Start those little extra bath times, those little things. Take those moments that truly make space yours and make your body feel loved and safe. And that late very well could be your answer you've always been asking for. But just don't hinder yourself with it. I see good things coming, and I'm really excited for you. And if and when you find out, please come back and let me know, because I want to celebrate for you. I really am waiting to hear great news, because that is something I know what it's like to want something and to work so hard for it and then have to wait, right? The waiting is the period, but that's the commitment, right? It's got to make sure you're showing up for yourself, for your love, for your body, for your family, giving you time to get to know your husband, and spend that time. Because when kids come, life changes, right? So it's your rest period in between, right? And I'm excited for you. It is coming. Just don't hold on to the date or the time, right? Just please don't do that, because that will just hinder yourself. Look at that. 0000. What? Like, Taurus, you guys have some serious limitless potential. You're keeping your cards close to your chest because you have those great ideas, those creative abilities. You're showing up and you're building your confidence by doing these things in the mirror, right? I love myself unconditionally. I am always enough. You're understanding those creative parts bring you joy, and you're learning how to follow it. And you're learning how to keep it close to your chest, so you're not having people's projections, because people, even they don't maybe always understand that they're doing it, because sometimes it's a filter that they haven't even learned past yet, right? But their projections can hinder you, and you understand that enough to keep it close to your chest while you build confidence and you show up and you love yourself through it, so you become unshakable, unswayable, right? And in that, this is what comes of it, the great reset. The absolute great reset, okay? Limitless potential. Do you understand that when you show up for yourself and you start trusting in, and you're following your signs, and you're doing all the things that you're guided to do, and you're trusting your connection with spirit, it's limitless. There is not one limit but the limit you place on yourself. Transformation, serenity, trust, achievement, release, potential, success, and triumph. Oh, Vars, welcome. It's been a while. This is a powerful reminder that anything is possible. If you can dream it, you have the ability to make it a reality. What someone else has can also be yours. Yes, don't mind him. That's my hater / cheerleader / whatever. But you can't get enough of my messages, so I welcome you every single time. Stay calm and trust that what is meant for you will always come your way. Release any tension and embrace relaxation, knowing that your potential is boundless. Tauruses, you guys are doing all the right steps. You're doing the things. You're doing everything right. You're keeping it close to your chest. You're learning how to do it, how to trust in yourself, how to connect with your spirit team, and how to learn to follow the guided steps. And it's okay to keep it close to your chest while you're doing that. 1:21 on the clock. It's okay to do that. In fact, it's encouraged. because when you tell people too early, and I know because I did this many times, and people told me I could never do that, I would never be good enough, nothing was going to be right, and for a long time that hindered me because I actually believed them. And it wasn't until I started realizing that I was boosting everybody else way farther than I was ever boosting myself. And I was, in fact, letting them step on my head and drown me while they were getting to safety, time and time again. And it wasn't until I started showing up for myself and repeating to myself this very same affirmation. That's why on all of my readings, there's always affirmations. There's never not going to be affirmations because it's something that literally have saved my life. Welcome, Lori. So when I say these things, you're learning how to do it. You're learning how to trust yourself, and you're learning how to make space and create this space where you get to build, have your creative area, where you get to build and trust your connection, and slowly build that confidence where you understand so clearly and so thoroughly that nobody can shake you. And that's the best thing that you can ever do, because when you step out come January, February, March, doesn't matter how long it takes, you're building that space, and that's your safe space. And you don't have to let anybody in ever if you don't want to. Or you can start trusting yourself, and you can start sharing it with the world, and you can really build some amazing stuff because you start trusting that space. But that space right now is your little cocoon. It's where you get to build your confidence. It's where you get to trust your connection with spirit. It's where you get to understand, I didn't survive all of this stuff to just not do anything or live my life in negativity or worry about all these things when I have the answers right here. Spirit's giving them to me every single day, and if I just take that time, 1, 2, 3 on the clock, I love that. It's progression, it's movement, and it's small steps, okay? And they may seem baby to you, but when you look back, you're going to understand they were absolute leaps. There were leaps of faith every single time, but it was because you trusted you built your own confidence, you followed your desires, and you stayed with your connection with your spirit team, and you didn't let anybody put boundaries on you. When you start seeing this number, and you'll see it all over the place, you're going to start seeing it a lot. Remember what it means. Limitless potential. You've been doing it. You're showing up. You're doing the work. Don't let somebody else's projections, thoughts, ideas of how or what you should do stop you or hinder you. You do you the best way you possibly can for you. And understand there are no limits. Only the ones you place on yourself. And you're doing that. And you don't worry about when you have to step out. Because when it's time to step out and share those gifts with the world and do those things, I promise you, your connection with spirit will let you know. And they'll tell you. And they'll test your commitment. It's not going to be easy. Nothing in life ever is. So, and that's okay. It can be easier when you start trusting. You don't have to fight it as much. I fought it for a very long time. I let people tell me how I should think, feel, or act for a long time because I was a people pleaser, and that comes from abuse and all kinds of other things, but it is what it is, right? And until we start learning and trusting ourselves, we're always going to fall back to that same safety net, and it's the most unsafe safety net there ever was. So when we learn that and we start connecting with spirit, we become our own safety, and we understand that we are inherently protected because we show up, and just the fact that we were born on this world means I am always enough. You love yourself unconditionally just the same way God does. When you start looking at yourself through the eyes of God instead of the eyes of yourself, that's when you start to understand exactly who you are and how you're seen and how God sees you, how your angels, your ancestors, your spirit team, you're always enough. And you're starting to trust that. You're creating that safe space for you, and I'm so proud of you. Welcome, Tade. The more I honor my inner light, the more I brighten the world. I choose to shine. These affirmations are simple. They're just simple, and I'm telling you, sometimes I get it like, Spirit's not playing, because if just one sticks, okay, and you start repeating it in those times of chaos, in those times of strength, in those times of worry, all of them, it doesn't matter what it is, in any time where it doesn't feel good and you need something to switch your mindset, these will save your life. And if just one sticks and you remember one, and and you can learn to say that, you're double timing that negativity, and you're stopping the negativity. So you're becoming more self-aware every single time, and then you're balancing it out with a positive affirmation instead of that negative thought. You're winning all the way around, and that's when you become unshakable. When I lead from a place of love, people respect me. When you're stepping forward. You're not stepping forward trying to fight, trying to go to war, none of that. You're stepping forward, pointing towards your true north with love and compassion, first for yourself, and then in turn, out to the world. That's when you can't lose. When I see good in others, I acknowledge it out loud. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love giving compliments. It's free, it doesn't cost a dime, and it makes you and that person feel good, even if they don't even say it, even if they don't acknowledge it. They'll walk away, and you may never see their face, but I promise you, they got a smile on their face. Attacking others is an attack on myself. I choose to release this now. Comparing yourself to other people, trying to judge somebody else for what they're doing or what they're thinking, hinders your own growth. It's not the only person you should be accountable or worried about is you. And you've been creating that safe space, right? You've been building that space, and you've been keeping your cards close to your chest, and that's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic, because right now you're just building that strength, and you're understanding that you don't have to compete with others. You don't have to compare with others. The only person you compare with is your own self. Am I doing better than the way I did before? Did I show up a little bit stronger, a little bit happier, a little bit more compassionate for myself? Yes? Then you're doing better. You're inherently growing, and that's the only person you should ever compete with. Okay, when you start comparing or competing, it's an energetic attack on them, and an energetic attack on yourself. And we don't ever want to do that. All that I love is more important to me than all that I fear. I would rather step out in love than fear any day. I love pineapples. Welcome. I celebrate all the greatness in my life, from the smallest of things to the biggest of things. Say, I am grateful as many times as you can, and finish that sentence with something. I'm alive today. I'm grateful that I had a beautiful drive. I am grateful for the sun, the moon, the stars. There's a million things to be grateful for. If you're breathing, there's a million things to be grateful for. Owning my power inspires others to do the same. I am not afraid to shine. And these ones are specific for you, and there's a reason, because you're building that safe space, and you're trusting yourself. You're learning how to trust the signs, the symbols, the synchronicities, to understand that guidance. You've been building your safe space, and you're building that confidence, so you become unshakable. And it's just getting ready to that point right now. You're starting to choose to shine. You're getting ready to step out boldly, and that's fantastic. Hi, Robin. How are you? I breathe calmly and easily. I am safe in this moment. Your safe space is always there. No matter what, you've created it. You're testing your strength with source. You're testing that connection. You're understanding it. So when you do choose to shine, you know always your safe space, where to go, how to get back there. And it's the most beautiful and honest thing you can ever do. Welcome, Rye. I can't control the world, but I can control how I choose to perceive it. If you live through everyone else's perception, everyone else's thought process, everyone else's decision of what they think is good or bad in your life, you're never going to even understand what yours is. So creating that safe space and understanding it, keeping your cards close to your chest until you understand it and you know how to do it, it's the absolute best thing you can do for yourself. It's not a bad thing. It's trusting in yourself and investing in yourself, which is the greatest thing that you could ever do in this whole world. Compassion is my compass. I am willing to hold space for the experience of others. When you start with compassion for yourself and you understand your safe space and how to get there, it's easier to have compassion for everyone and anyone in your life. The good, the bad, the ugly. It doesn't matter, because we've all been there. We've all been good, bad, and ugly, right? And that's okay. And when people are having bad days, we're not holding it over their heads, because we understand that it comes from an unhealed place. We're fighting the, I want to say, the entity, the thought process, I call it the seven deadly sins, right? All of the things that hinder us. We're fighting that. We're not fighting the people that we love. Even if you have to step away from them for a little while, it's not to hinder yourself, okay? It's to build yourself, to create your foundation, because your foundation can never be based on anybody but you. When you build your own foundation, anything you build from that point is going to stand strong. It cannot be shaken, it cannot falter, and it cannot die, fall, or break. Because your foundation is stable. You can never get past that foundation. And anything you branch out to do is absolutely going to be win-win. Guidance is available to me now. I know that angels, ancestors, and spirit guides are always at hand. I do not walk alone. Tauruses, I'm so proud of you. You've been building your connection. You've been testing it. You're starting to understand that absolutely you're trusting that connection, and you know that your potential is limitless. You've created that safe space. You're working on keeping your creative projects close to your chest while you build, while you start becoming unshakable and trusting in that connection with source, and learning how to understand it, because sometimes it takes a moment to understand. Sometimes it's confusing, and you know the best way to find out, you ask. Why do I feel confused? And I promise you, they're going to send you the answer. And it could be as simple as pulling up TikTok or one of these apps, and the first thing that pops up is going to be the answer to your question. Like, you'll feel it. You'll know immediately. Like, I asked, and you shall receive. It will show up. And that's called trusting in your connection with spirit. And you're doing that. And you're understanding that your potential is limitless, and January is going to be beautiful for you. I cannot wait to do your January. 1:33 on the clock. It's okay to keep your stuff close to your chest. Keep your project, keep your ideas, keep all those things close to your chest. It's okay to do that. Spirit will let you know when it's time to step out. I promise you. I'm so excited for you. Just keep doing that, and remember, if there's one affirmation that you remember out of all this, I love myself unconditionally. I am always enough. Speak it loud, proud, to the mirror and to your face every single day. It's the best thing you can ever do. Hi, Kayla. Welcome. Okay, I have to get out of here. I got to go pick up my daughter. That's what I have for my Tauruses. I'm really excited for you. You've been creating that space. You're keeping it close to your chest while you build confidence, and that's okay. Build that confidence, trust in yourself, trust in your connection to spirit, and when it's time to step out strong, I promise you, the universe is going to go bing. Here you go. Just do it. I appreciate you guys. You too. I hope you have a fantastic day. I got to get my butt on TikTok. I've been going crazy because I got my whole December finally scheduled and lined up and mostly done, so I could have a little bit of time for Christmas. But I'm excited for January stuff to come, and I'm trying to make space. I'm trying to make myself sit still and say, no, enjoy this win. That's a celebration. Celebrate it and stop trying to overcomplicate. So I completely get what it is. Start building, doing the things. It's really great, and I'm excited to see all the great things that are coming in January. There's going to be a lot of new people stepping out, a lot of great things coming, a lot of stories to be told, a lot of great ideas to be shared. And the idea is we don't want to gatekeep. We want to teach people, because we all have a story to tell. And if we all took just a little bit of everybody's story, we truly could create a great universe. And we're working on it, slowly but surely. It takes a little bit of time, takes a little bit of effort. But first, you got to commit to yourself, and you're doing that. My Tauruses, I love you guys. I hope you have a great day. Take care, guys. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate you.